Hey Boulder athletes, it's Jason here. I am here to talk about the Legends qualifiers with you guys. This is just for you guys. That's why I'm actually on vacation with my family. This is my hotel room behind me. So that's really exciting. Everyone is out buying fireworks because we're in Montana. Then we've got putt-putt this afternoon. Then I've got some training to do. All that to say that I wanted to get some strategy to you about these workouts. I have not tested these yet. In the process of working with Legends, I was able to have some say and make some last minute changes to the qualifiers. So to add a little bit of Boulder seasoning to them, but I have not tested them. I will test them as part of the optional qualifiers that we've got in Beyond the Whiteboard and in Fitter, both tomorrow, which is Friday, I'm recording this Thursday, and Saturday. So we have those kind of mixed into our training, which is pretty fun. But as far as testing them before, I am coming at this with strategy the way I would any other qualifier, and that's how I'll prepare this. Even when it comes down to when Legends releases the championship, I'll provide strategy as if I'm a competitor. So that's the way I'm approaching this.
They say performance has an expiration date, but what if they're wrong? No matter where you start, the goal's the same: to be better, stronger, wiser, bolder. We're here for the relentless, those that don't back down, don't compromise, and don't quit. This is training for Masters athletes by Masters athletes, with a community that holds you steady. So say goodbye to random workouts, because whether you're stepping into following a program for the first time or stepping onto the podium, your journey starts here.
Let's jump in to these qualifiers, starting with event number 1. I am only going to provide strategy for what is written. If at the top, if you are a different age group, know that on the score sheet there are age group adjustments built into this, but the strategy will generally be the same. If there's anything really dramatically different, I'll try to cover that, but really, for simplicity's sake, I am trying to make this as broad as possible and go with the basic strategy. And I have my laptop next to me, as I'll be referencing the workouts here. So workout 1A and B takes a total of 15 minutes. It's 2 scores. Workout 1A is the 8-minute AMRAP with the 30 cal row, 15 burpees over the barbell. According to the description, this is bar facing burpees. You want to be facing the bar. You don't have to jump over, but you can step over, but these are bar facing burpees. And if you were to step up and then step over the bar in a bar facing burpee, step over, just don't do anything super weird, like do 1 foot up and then a step over. Like step up like a normal person, step over, turn around and drop down if you're doing step overs. That is not very fast. And I mean, I guess there could be an argument that there's a fast way to do that, but from my perspective, I generally just try to do what we practice, and we practice bar facing burpees all the time in Boulder athletes, so let's do them that way. So let's talk about workout 1A only, then we'll get to workout 1B. Workout 1A with the 8-minute AMRAP, 30 cals on the row, into the burpees, 30, 15, 30, 15, 30, 15. This is not anything that's dramatically crazy. It's 8 minutes, so this isn't a ton of time. This is going to be a hard push. That's really what we're going for. Think about doing this in the orange. This is zone 4, maybe creeping into zone 5 a bit towards the end of this. You can't start this workout with an all-out effort. So with the row, what I'd probably be going for is a very moderate pace on that row for 30 calories. Certainly some of us could get through those 30 calories in a minute, but it's going to leave us in a bit of a tricky spot. I think if we were to go that hot, that fast, that soon, or that early, you're going to have yourself a little bit of a problem when you get to the burpees and then back to the rower. So I would say find a pace where you can push and you can breathe, especially out of the gate. Nothing that really just explodes out of the gate. Find that pace. You can be a little more conservative on that first round. Then those burpees, you're just going to be like a machine with bar facing burpees. You're going to get down as quickly as you can, get up, get over the bar. If you're going to hop over, step over, kind of sideways, 2 feet off, over, however you get over is fine. I think for 15, you're going to have to find a pace that just works, making sure that you don't end up stopping. This is not a blistering pace. Again, I think I've made that very clear. It's not a blistering, super fast, all-out effort, but it is a good, hard push of a pace. When you get back on the rower, the first 5 or 10 calories is going to be a bit of recovery. You're going to find it hard to get yourself into that pace that you really want to hit. It's going to be, you'll be a little breathy. I think about one of the workouts we did a few weeks ago that had devil press, rowing, burpees over the rower, um, then back to the rower, and then the devil press. So you were quite fatigued when you got to that rower on that second time. So you just kind of recovered for a little bit, and then you found your pace after you were a few calories in. And I think that's what you're going to expect when you get back to the rower. Back to the burpees, back to the rower. So if you find yourself with about a minute left on either one of those implements, whether you're on the burpees or you're on the rower, or even if you're transitioning, I think during the last minute, you can start to push a little bit more. You can start to allow yourself to creep up, likely into the red if you're wearing, kind of a heart rate monitor. And that's okay as you finish that out. This is a capacity test. If you've got good capacity, you're going to do really well here. If you don't have great capacity, it's going to be a big struggle, but that's okay. That's just that's just this test. It's just burpees and it's just rowing. We do that quite a bit. And so you should be well prepared for that. Now, the transition is 2 minutes. During that time, you may need to switch shoes into lifters. So what I would do is I get off the rower or get off the ground from those burpees. I am going to walk around and try to calm my heart rate. I'm going to look to just be breathing in a consistent way to allow my body to calm down. Being so hot, being so fatigued from that workout is actually going to become a benefit when we go to the snatches, but it's going to take a little time. So allow that heart rate to come down about 30 seconds, just kind of breathing it out. Ideally not laying on the floor, you're kind of up and moving around. Then, if you're like me, you're going to switch into your lifters. So I'm going to pop my shoes off, put my lifters on. Again, I'm breathing. At the beginning of the 5-minute AMRAP, so 2 minutes after you finish, this is the 10-minute mark, you're going to go into the AMRAP for the snatches. I'm probably going to do a lightweight, just an opener, get something on the board. I get very, very doable, really doable. Like I'm thinking, for me, it would probably be like 135. My snatch is 215. So probably going to try to open with just something so incredibly light, like 135, 155. So trying to think, I think that's around 40%. Maybe it's more than that, 50%. I don't know, maybe 50%, somewhere around there, just to feel a bar. Maybe I might do one snatch, one hang snatch. I don't need to actually log a score there. I don't think it's too early. I just need to get a barbell in my hands and kind of prime the system. Do that quickly. That's going to take no time. Okay, now let's get some weight on the bar and let's do, what we want to hit as an opener. So with 5 minutes, I do want to hit 3 solid lifts. If I do this little quick opener, just boom, let's just feel it. Okay, Doom, load on some weight for I'm going to put a score on the system. I'm going to log a score. Get that first one out of the way. And now you're loading up your, here's a weight that's going to be pretty challenging, but I'm pretty sure I can do this weight. Okay, I've already got a score on here, but now I think I'm going to do something that's a bit challenging. So remember, a challenging snatch weight is great here, but we also have to do 2 hang snatches with this as well. So you have to think about that third hang snatch is really where the money is. This is where grip becomes a challenge. It's be really tough. So that's where these jumps are not going to be super dramatic. So we want to get, and you're gonna warm all this up beforehand. You're not gonna be shocked by these weights. You're gonna be shocked about how well you can move the bar at about the 2-minute mark into this 5-minute AMRAP. You're gonna feel pretty good, breathing heavy, sweating profusely, but you're probably gonna start feeling good. So at that 2.5 minute mark, let's make sure we get that all right, here's kind of my money snatch, right? I hit this one, I'm feeling good. And then my third one is where I'm going to go for something that's a little bit more of a stretch. We're not trying to do something that's just totally beyond us. We're looking for that stretch, ooh, it'd be really awesome if I hit this, but it's a little bit of a gamble. That's what I'm going for there. And what I was looking up here, I forgot to check to see when we have to move that snatch time-wise. If the complex must be done unbroken. Okay, that's fine. But I was wondering if we pull from if it has to be completed before the 5-minute mark, or if we get it going before the end of that 5-minute mark. I may or may not find that. I don't want to waste too much time doing this, but be sure to check the notes to find out if you have to have that rep completed before the end of the time, or if you can lift that bar off the ground before the end of the time. So I'm just gonna leave that there. You can look that up on the notes. I don't want to talk more about that, but Um, Wait until there's no time left. I've made a mistake before where I had like a minute left and I went and did a rep, and I hit the rep that I did. So that left me with like 45 seconds to maybe do another one, when really what we should do is just wait. Like if I've got to do this complex and have it done by the 5 minute mark, I'm going to give myself 30 seconds to do the complex. So, at 4:30, I'm going to do it, or 14:30, I'm going to start that last one. If all I have to do is get this bar off the ground, I'm going to wait till the 50-second mark, 14:50, and I'll start this thing, and then I'll go. I bet that's how it is, but just check the rules on that. On that snatch, not a lot of coaching on that. You're going to warm that up, get a feel for it. Snatch back to the hang position, catch that with your thighs. Hang snatch, catch it with your thighs, hang snatch. Make sure you stand up. Your feet are aligned at the end of each one of these snatches. You show control. Same thing with the burpees. Make sure you're flat on the ground, super clear. Make sure everything is clear, because you have a camera as your judge on this. They're going to video review this stuff. And you want to make sure that it is just squeaky clean with regards to how you execute. You don't have to over exaggerate anything. Just be clear. Make sure you're locked out, standing still on a snatch. That's the end of a snatch. Not walking around and not in front of you. Just, show the end of every one of the movements. Same thing on burpees. Just make it super clear. Make the judge's job easy. So those are workouts 1 and 2, or workout 1, A and B. Let's talk about workout 2 here. And just know that you can always ask questions in this circle group as well. So this is a 12-minute AMRAP. 15 deadlifts, 30 wall balls, 15 toes to bar. Straight up capacity work. I love this. I had some influence in this workout, so pretty excited about this one, actually. I'm excited to test it. I love this kind of work. So 15 deadlifts, 30 wall balls, 15 toes to bar, 12-minute AMRAP, just working your way through this. We do know that deadlifts into wall balls is going to be a very exhausting feeling. It's really going to, what's the right word? It's just a deadly combo. It's a really tough combo, and it'll surprise you. It'll surprise you how challenging the wall balls are after the deadlifts. So plan for that. Know that that's going to be a little bit of a shocker. I would, because this is 12 minutes, I'm pretty good at deadlifts. I could do 15 deadlifts at this weight all day long, super easy, no problem. But I would break these up. I would probably break these up into 1 or 2 sets. My ultimate goal on this workout is heart rate management, keeping that heart rate from just exploding. I'm looking to not get in the red on this workout till the very end. And if you push too hard too soon on this workout, like any one of these workouts, you will have a very, very hard time. So from the get-go, I might go 9-6 on these deadlifts. There's also nothing wrong with going 6-5-4. It's one of my favorite rep schemes. 6, drop it, breath. 5, drop it, breath. 4, then drop it. On the wall balls, I know that a lot of you have huge wall ball capacity, and if you're one of those people that can recover while you're doing wall balls, go for it. For me, I'm going to break up these wall balls. And I'm tempted to do bigger sets, but I would say probably, to be smart, a 12-10-8 strategy on wall balls would be great. 12, breath, 10, breath, 8, breath. That heart rate's going to start climbing and climbing and climbing, and I'm trying to just kind of keep it slow, not spike and then just, ride that red line. Be awful. Toes to bar. If you're great at toes to bar, this will be restful, and this will be the spot where you rest. So those of you that are amazing at toes to bar, 1-2 sets, but you're going to find yourself breathing that entire time. If toes to bar become quite fatigued for you, and you really get tired after 2 or 3 sets of toes to bar, 6-5-4 here, 9-6, not a terrible idea to stay consistent. Most of you should break all of that up, probably into 3 sets, and just be like a machine. On the deadlift, 6-5-4, wall balls, 12-10-8. Back to toes to bar, 5-4. And you are just going to repeat that with minimal rest, minimal chalking, minimal anything. You're just going from one station to get through your 3 sets to the next station to get through your 3 sets to the next station to get through your 3 sets. That's probably going to work for 90% of you. The other batch of you might be able to do this stuff in like 2 sets, maybe a 9-6, maybe a 16-14 on the wall balls, although I think it's a 10-12-10-8 all day long for masters athletes. Maybe 35 plus, maybe that's a different story. And then on toes to bar, it's a 9-6 at least. And I'm great at toes to bar, and I probably break these up into 9-6, aiming to keep everything calm. Look, if you get to the 8-minute mark and you're just like, man, I feel good, And I feel so good. Okay, start doing 2 sets of things or just one unbroken set of each one of them. That's fine. Very unlikely that you're going to get there and do that. I like to see workouts where our pacing, our strategy allows us to build and get even better as we're working into this, as opposed to starting hot and then just spending a lot of time on the back end of a workout with our hands on our knees. So let's avoid that. Let's try to find that consistent pattern, that consistent pacing that has us chipping away at this workout. Super, super clear. All right, really clear, really consistent is the word I'm looking for. That is workout number 2. It's fun. It's one of my favorites right there. I like all of these. I'm excited to do that one. Workout 3, 5 rounds for time. 25 single dumbbell hang snatch. 5 wall walks, 50 double unders. I had a little influence in this one as well. I like the way these numbers round out. 25, 5, 50, just a pretty set of numbers there. Single arm dumbbell hang snatch. I am not sure if we have to switch arms on a specific basis. I didn't get into the details on that, but I imagine we do. Full extended, feet are in line during the movement. Dumbbells on the floor must be deadlifted to the hips. Make sure you deadlift that first one and then go. Don't snatch the first one. Deadlift to the hips and then start the hang snatches. Cannot use your other hand. No grips, obviously. Wall walks are standard. Double unders are standard. All right, I don't see anything in here about alternating. Specifically, read the rule book to be super duper clear. I am not 100% sure, and again, I'm just scanning that. I didn't see the details on that. For me, just to be smart, I'm a guy that probably would do 5 per side, up to 25, or I may even switch. I don't like to wear out one side or the other too much. I tend to try to be balanced in the movements. It doesn't cost me a lot of time to switch hands, but again, read the rules to make sure we know if it needs to be alternating or not. We just need to be clear there. So on the dumbbell snatches, I think 25 is a great number. I think I think that's something that is, you're going to end up doing 125 hang snatches. That's actually quite a bit, guys, if you think about that. I feel like this is probably one of those workouts where you could probably safely, without a crazy pace, go unbroken on those hang snatches. Because this is how I see this. I see unbroken hang snatches. I see the wall walks as something you want to methodically work through with strategic breaks. Not breaks on laying down. You want to lay down, then get up on your knees, take a breath, get your feet up on the wall, start working your hands up. And then double unders, trying to find your breath there as well. They're going to get you, breathy, but you're trying to stay as calm as you can on the double unders, as unbroken as possible, certainly. And then back to the thing that's nice about this workout is you can breathe on all of it. There's no compression here, right? You're breathing and breathing and breathing. Even though you're getting super breathy, if you want to say it that way, you are able to breathe. So if you start to find yourself fatiguing, don't go to failure on anything here. Break those dumbbell hang snatches if you need to into 15-10. There's nothing wrong with that. One break there just to take a breath, pick it up again from the hang and get going again would be totally fine. I think it would be a good idea to probably stay unbroken there, although it'll create a decent amount of fatigue. And then if you need to take a breath or two as you transition to the wall walks, that's where I would be catching my breath. Get to the wall walks. And again, on wall walks, I don't think these need to be furiously fast. I think methodical is great. You're going to be doing 25 total wall walks. So the way I like to do this, I like to do the push up, get up off the ground, get my feet on the wall, all the way up, all the way down, touch the ground, and get immediately off the ground, okay, into almost, my knees are on the ground, my hands are on the ground. Take a breath, foot, walk my hands up, down, flop. Okay, does that make sense? I don't want to rest in this position on the ground. I want to get to the ground and get off that ground as quick as I can and take a breath when I'm in a push-up position on my knees before I kick up. That is a great strategy. It's something I've learned over time. If I lay on the ground, I'm going to take too long to rest. And actually, this is not restful for our shoulders. In this position, I could take a breath and then go up the wall. 5 wall walks, be a machine. No big breaks. Don't lay down. Don't lay down. Don't lay down. And then the double unders, take a breath, set yourself for the double unders, and find yourself in a nice relaxed pace. This is not super fast double unders. I mean, you can if you want to. I have 2 versions of double unders. I have super fast and I'm doing a ton of them. This is the I'm doing a ton version of double unders. Nice and relaxed, nice and easy, not super fast, ideally not tripping. Working our way through this 5 rounds for time. That's pretty clear. When you're switching hands on the dumbbell hang snatch, I don't think there's anything really complicated about that. There's nothing really crazy about having it come between our legs and up overhead. Not a lot of strategy to that. You're just trying to minimize the overall movement. You're not trying to swing way down and way up on that. Try to stay, a little bit more like a kettlebell swing, keeping yourself, a little bit more vertical on that. But it's gonna set your shoulders on fire. Plan on that. Shoulders will be tired, and that's not a bad thing. Shoulder fire is a good thing. Workout number 4, 7 rounds per time. This may be my favorite workout. 60-foot front rack walking lunge, 15 out back, 15 feet out and back twice. 7 bar muscle ups. So we're going to do a total of 49 bar muscle ups. Good thing we practice bar muscle ups. We are good at this. This is a great workout. So for the most elite athletes, this is all about being really precise on the lunges, not taking any extra steps if you don't have to, trying to be smart, holding those dumbbells in such a way that you are getting a bit of a break if you can. There's multiple ways you can hold the dumbbells on this one. Find the way that works best for you. Gonna look for these ways to one head of each dumbbell in contact with the shoulders with the elbows clearly in front of the dumbbells. Any grip permitted. Any grip permitted is fine. So yeah, don't get crazy, but whatever kind of works for you to navigate that. But so you're looking for very precise, methodical lunges. That's something that could take time if you do lots of shuffling. So find a way to make those lunges just smooth, consistent, turn around, smooth, consistent, turn around. Got a few turnarounds there to navigate, trying to take lots of extra little steps there. Just turn around and go, turn around and go. Make sure you step over the line, make it super clear for your judges. Remember, your camera your judge is this big. So, you want to pay attention to that. Muscle ups. Take a breath. Have yourself all chalked up if you use chalk. If not, it doesn't matter. And get up there for those bar muscle ups. For some that struggle with this volume of bar muscle ups, break them up early and make it quick. Just go, 4-3, totally fine. Break them up, be smart. For those in the other age groups that are doing, chest to bar, and bar muscle ups, all that, just make all of that methodical. Know your capacity and break up early. Just the fact this is 7 rounds, we always have to remember that 7 rounds. The first few rounds are fine. It's the last few rounds that get really, really tough. By the way, this is not super restful for your grip or for your shoulders or wherever you're holding it. You're going to get some fatigue built into all of this. So if you need to, or if you know that you're going to end up struggling on those muscle ups, you're going to want to take breaks on the muscle ups appropriately early. So break it up early if you need to. If you're a muscle up master, this workout is for you, right? 7 bar muscle ups is just not that big of a deal. We do lots of bar muscle ups in our training, so you should be highly confident in your ability to complete these bar muscle ups. And this is just about being quick on transitions. No extra steps on turns, very quick to the bar muscle ups, finding a way to breathe here and there, between sets as you're transitioning. Find a breath or two to calm things down. When you're on your bar muscle ups, find your breath while you're there. On walking lunges, find your breath there. That's one of the biggest things that I do in competition, is try to find the spots where I'm going to find myself breathing. So those are some of my thoughts on the qualifiers. There's not a ton of tactical maneuverings or like cheat codes here. This is really straightforward stuff, and that's one of the things I've liked about the Legends Championship. It's really testing your ability to get the work done, not have some sort of cheat code for shortcutting reps. I don't, not to say that anyone shortcuts reps out there, but this is just straightforward stuff. And most of it has to do with knowing yourself, calling your shot, having a plan, and then executing on that plan. So I like your plan, or I like having a plan. If you want to share your plan with other athletes here, you can do that, or share it with your spouse, or share it with athletes you're training with. I'm thinking about on the muscle ups, I think I'm going to go 4-3. Do you think that would be right for me? Other people can sometimes provide really great feedback to you. So trust them, allow them to do that. If you're like, yeah, no, I think I can go 7 unbroken every time. And they look at you like, bro, that doesn't sound like a good idea. Probably trust them. So, and also if you have more specific strategy questions, direct those here in the circle group. I'll do my best to respond, and everyone can chip in. If you're one of those people that has questions specific to Legends, when it comes down to it, I mean, we're programming partner, but we have nothing to do with how the standards are written. That is all Legend stuff. So how standards are written, how rules are written, can you do this? Can you do that? Can I, on this burpee, can I do it like this? That is all Legend stuff. They are the ones in charge of the competition and the rules of competition. All right, guys, I hope that's helpful. It's Jason from, where am I? Butte, Montana. I'm out. I'll see you guys in the circle group. Yeah, let's do it.